Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Faisal. So the next step is let's create a login form. But before creating a login form, I want to tell you something that is, for example, I create a new record with the email address of test, and when I hit sign up, it will send email and create new record in our database. But it is not emptying or reset this form or these values. So for this purpose, what you need to do, you need to just declare. After successfully created, you just need to declare all of the name, email, and password variable as empty. So now when you submit again, these values should be gone. Okay, so the next step is to create a login form. Let's create a new file and save this file as login.php. And let's, instead of writing all the code, let's copy all of our register.php code and paste it right here. And start removing our unnecessary fields, for example this name field. So email, user can only log in with their email address and password, so these two fields can be there. Next thing is let's check our form submission. Let's change its button to login button, and at the top, and its value as well, login. And at the top, let's write login button here. Let's remove this name and the name check as well. We have email and password. If, let's remove name here as well. If email and password are not equals to empty, let's select if we have a email, and let's add password here. So now this query will check if any record exists with the email address and the password that user has been submitting through the form. So if it finds any record, it should log in, allow login. Otherwise, it should block user to log in into your website. So if this record returns 1, then I want to do is I want to create some sessions. For example, $_session member_id equals to, let's fetch all of our records. RS, for example, stands for results, and we have a mysqli_fetch array function. It will take two parameters, I guess, and the second one is the query itself. And let's store their ID in the session. That is it. And let's redirect our user after login to another page that is called suppose index.php. Else, if no record exists, I want to give an error to the user saying that no record exists with this email address. So let's store an errors variable and says please, or let's say credentials not matched. Okay, let's try this, all of these things in your browser now. Let's go to your login.php file, and we have a login form. And let's change our legend as well. We have login to get access. Okay, so let's try some email address, for example test@gmail.com, and password is test. Okay, let's add, instead of test, let's add some wrong password and hit login. You will see credential not match error. If I test, if I enter test here, then it should create a session and send me back to the index.php file as we declared right here. But one more thing is, whenever we use session, we need to start your session at the top of this code that says session_start. And when I go to my index.php file, let's create a new index.php file if we already not have. Okay, in here let's echo the session username, user ID. So just you need to write session start function here and echo out the current logged in user ID is $_session member id, because this is the session that you have created right here. Okay, so let's try this login again, and we have test password and hit login. You will be redirected to login to index.php, but I guess session is not storing. So let's store a manual session, for example 123, and try this again now. Test@gmail.com and test and hit enter. So we have 123, which means this connection variable should not be there. I was having a doubt with that also. Let's try this out again. Test@gmail.com, password should be test and hit enter, and we have our logged in ID that is actually 3. Let's try this with the second one, that is Alex, and password is Alex. Hit enter, and we have stored the member ID 2 as CA2 because it is the second record. So same like this, you can create a logout button as well in your login or in your index.php. You just need to add a link that says that will go to logout.php and write a text here says logout. Let's create this page, create a new file and save this file as logout.php. Inside this you just need to write 2 or 3 lines of code. First one is session underscore start, second is session underscore destroy, third is let's redirect your user back to your login page. That is it. So when I go back here, the session will be destroyed and I am back to my login page. Now when I go back to index.php, you can see session is not defined because it is actually logged out and all the sessions has been destroyed. So this is actually all the thing that I have taught you previously there, so that is why I'm not going in that much detail. Okay, so the next thing is, if suppose a new member is registered, let's register a new member, for example xyz, copy and paste it here at gmail.com and xyz password, sign up, and we have our record and we have our email as well. So before verifying our email, let's try to log in. xyz at gmail.com and xyz, hit enter, and you are successfully logged in. Although I don't want this to be able to log in until you verify your email, so you just need to add one check that says, after adding the password and email, you can write and activated equals to 1. That is it. If you are not activated, if this query returns 0, then this condition will work and you can show an additional error, for example, or please verify your email address. That is it. So now that should also work. Let's copy this and run this again, and we have xyz password, hit login, and you will see this error until you click here and successfully verified. Now if you try, it should log in. Or email, let's see if we have verified. No, why is that? Oh, sorry, I need to click on this email and then click on this link, and now it should be updated. So like this, xyz, just a second, what is happening right here? We haven't received an xyz email. Why is that? Let me try it again. Let's register a new user with the email address. So for example udemy at gmail.com, udemy is the password, sign up, and we are not having an email. Okay, so why is that? Maybe we have some script error inside our register.php file. Okay, let's cut it and paste it at the top of your insert query. Now let's try again and see if we have. Let's empty our or let's delete some extra records like Udemy or XYZ. I try Udemy again and hit sign up, and I guess now it should send email because it is taking a bit of time to submit. And here is our new record, and here is our Udemy. Now if I try to log in with your Udemy, sorry, login, hit enter, and we have a Udemy email, and try to log in. It should say please verify your email. Let's go and verify from here, and now let's try, and it should allow us to log in. So sorry about a bit late. This issue took a little bit of time, but I guess it is working now. So that is how you can send verification email and verify users email addresses. If you are actually on server, then you don't need mailtrap.io. By using simple this bit of code, you can send email to their email addresses, because we have already included their email address as inside this two variables. So email will actually be sent to this email address when you work in your hosting account. So that is it for this video. See you in the next video. Goodbye.